Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into an emotional courtroom battle where two parents fight over the future of their young autistic daughter. One father claims he's sacrificed everything to provide constant care, while the mother insists legal issues kept her away and she never wanted to abandon her child. As shocking accusations, emotional testimony, and heartbreaking truths unfold, the judge faces a life-changing decision. Stay with us until the very end to see how this intense custody case is ultimately resolved. So let's begin.
She does not understand how our daughter is. She doesn't understand our daughter's needs. And she has no knowledge of how to take care of our daughter.
That any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may lower your hands. And counsel for the Attorney General's office, please state your name.
Tanya Arredondo for the state.
Okay. And I think you said there are some agreements in the case?
Yes. Before I go over those agreements, Your Honor, I would ask that the court take judicial notice of our pleading filed July 3rd, 2024 and the attached DNA results.
I take judicial notice of your pleading and the DNA results.
Okay. The agreements that the parties do have is that the child support would be $191. The medical support would be $35 a month, and the child is on governmental assistance. That the retro judgment amount would be for $3,247 with a payout of $67 a month.
67?
Sorry, can you say that?
67?
Yes, 67. They both agree to have non-disclosures on both of them. They both agree to using app close to communicate, and then they both agree to using ABC for visits.
Okay.
And may I call my first witness, Your Honor?
Before we do that, a few housekeeping items. The first is I'm an associate judge, and so you do have the right to a de novo hearing regarding any decision I make. Also, nobody should be recording this proceeding. Nobody should be video recording, audio recording, photographing, broadcasting in any way this or any court proceeding, and that includes people here on Zoom or anyone who may be watching on YouTube. Also, even though you're in homes or cars, you are in court, so please treat it that way. Please make sure you stay on camera. If you leave camera, we don't know if you're frozen or not because your background doesn't move. And it's real important that everyone be here to fully participate in the hearing. Otherwise, you don't know what's being said or what's happening. Also, please note we generally take testimony in court, so one of you will be asked questions at a time. If you're not the person being asked questions, please don't interrupt unless you have a legal objection and make your objection. Otherwise, just let the person answer. You might hear things you disagree with, but don't answer for them or try to correct them. You'll both be given a chance to be asked questions, and you'll both be given a chance to speak since you each represent yourselves. And then lastly, just be aware I'm not with the Attorney General's office, and so anything you've spoken to them about or given them, I don't get to see or have access to or be told about. And so you're going to be asked questions that you've probably spoken about today or other days. And just please answer them because it's my first time hearing the answers. And you may proceed, Ms. Arredondo.
Okay, I will call my first witness. Mr. Markle, can you state your full name for the record?
That's Jonathan Scott Markle.
And can you state the child's name and age for the record as well?
That is Jamie Harper Markle. She is 4.
Okay. And are the agreements that I read to the records your agreements that the two of y'all came and your understanding as well?
What was that last part?
As the agreements that I told the judge when we first started, your agreements and your understanding of them as well?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as conservatorship is concerned, you are wanting sole managing conservatorship. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And who primarily makes the day decisions for Jamie?
Every decision has been made by me for the last going on 2 years. My daughter she is level 3 ASD. She's autistic. she has changed in
we lost, yeah. I don't mean to cut you off, but we just lost Miss Fellers, and so hopefully she'll call back in.
Okay.
Okay. Miss Fellers, are you able to hear? Okay, Miss Fellers, can you hear?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Okay, so sir, I think you stopped what you were saying when you said your child is autistic.
Yes, ma'am. My daughter is autistic. She's level 3 ASD. She has changed so much since the last time that Skylar has even been around her or seen her, spoke to her, that she does not know how to handle our daughter anymore. She
And
is
when, weird. When was the last time Miss Fellers talked to your daughter or
That
saw
would be
or was around her?
April 17th of whenever we did the DNA test. The day we did the DNA test was the last day that Skylar seen or spoke to Jamie.
And how long was that visit between the two of them doing that DNA test?
They were probably around each other for 30-ish minutes, give or take.
Okay. And do you know when that DNA testing was done?
It was April 17th of 23, April, of the year before last.
Okay, so other than the visit on April of 23, when was the last time Miss Fellers saw or interacted with Jamie?
The December 23rd, 24th, I guess, it was like 2 days before Christmas of that same, that previous, 2 Christmases ago, I guess.
And has he ever called and asked about the child or asked about any doctor's visits or anything like that?
A few times. I basically had to continuously message Skylar on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger, on text. It was always me having to be the one to initiate any kind of like phone call, just like a video call so she could, see her on a camera at least. And it eventually, that lasted maybe a month. And after that, she basically just fell off the face of the earth. Basically after the DNA thing, and this was before the DNA. This was, before the last time.
So when was the last time she asked for Skylar or her whereabouts or how she was doing?
Before the DNA test.
So sometime before April of 2023?
Yes.
So during this time that y'all been in court, has he ever communicated and asked about?
No, I have messages, text messages, and Facebook messages where I basically sent her the same message every week, and I literally would message her every week. So still not going to check on our daughter every single week up until, I don't know, I want to say 5 months ago or so. I finally gave up.
Are there certain classes that you had to do in order to be able to take care of your daughter since she
I communicate with her therapists, her teachers on a daily basis. This is an everyday thing. Like it's an ongoing learning experience. Like it really is. I mean, my other children were not autistic, so she's new. Like she is something. Like, but there's no actual like specific classes. It's just the consistency. You have to be around her to know her mannerisms. She does not speak. She's still nonverbal. She says certain things, and you have to be able to understand what she means when she does things. I've been teaching her and myself, the school's been teaching her American Sign Language. So I have been learning that myself. to be able to communicate better with my daughter. I am in the process of paying to have a service dog trained for her, which is like 13 grand, to be basically a tether dog for her, because my daughter has developed a habit of eloping, and I have had to make sure there's multiple locks on my doors, my windows of my home. There is multiple precautions. I had to put a gate around my driveway as a just in case Jamie somehow got out the door, she can still not get out to a busy road or things like that. There's multiple things that I've had to do to Jamie proof my home, and like I said, I'm in the process of having she has a German Shepherd that is being trained as a service dog for her.
And as far as you're aware, do you know if Miss Fellers has ever taken any classes or tried to learn?
Okay. She is not.
And if the court was to award joint managing, do you believe you can work with Miss Fellers in order to make decisions for Jamie?
Honestly do not. I don't. She does not understand how our daughter is. She doesn't understand our daughter's needs. She has certain foods, certain drinks, certain everything she is very particular on everything, and she has no knowledge of how to take care of our daughter. It's not possible. I honestly, with the whole her putting me in jail for something I didn't do, I can't trust her either. I can't trust her to make good decisions when it comes to my child. At the same, in the same sense of everything else, I can't. And I can't risk my daughter's safety and mental health to someone that doesn't know how to take care of her.
And you mentioned that she put you in jail. When was this? And what was it for?
December 23rd. She tried to accuse me of choking her. And I had video footage and witnesses in the home. And I fought that for a year and a half. Basically, they were trying to get her to go to court. She wouldn't show up for court for that either. And that finally got thrown out because the prosecutors and everybody watched the videos and the witness statements from the people that were there that night. And, I can't trust her. I mean, that's why I asked for supervised visitation too. It's also for my protection as well, because I can't trust her to not try to say something and then I end up in jail again when I'm trying to raise my daughter because she wants to be petty kind of thing.
And typically the only communication you have with Miss Fellers is through Facebook Messenger?
I always make sure it's something that can be basically recorded, kept for a record. So Messenger, which shows date and time stamps, text message. All of my phone calls to her have been recorded. Any phone calls I made before the last time I had spoke to her were recorded. I've basically had to protect myself however I could because I'm not going to risk, anything being said or said that I said or didn't, however I can't risk that. My daughter is my main priority and I can't let anything interfere with that. Like, if I'm not there to take care of my daughter, my biggest fear is that if something happens to me, who's going to take care of my daughter? Because she can't speak for herself. She has no voice of her own to be able to defend herself or to say if someone hurt her or did something. It's terrifying. It is honestly, she is terrifying, but I wouldn't change her. She is an amazing child. Like, she really is, but I wouldn't change her, but she is terrifying. But I can't trust Skylar to be able to take care of our daughter the way that she needs to be taken care of. She doesn't understand how she is, doesn't understand how to communicate with her, doesn't understand any of that.
And that's why you're asking for sole managing conservator?
That is why.
Your Honor, I pass this witness.
All right, you may call your next witness.
I didn't know if you wanted Ms. Fellers to cross before I call.
Oh, Ms. Fellers, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask Mr. Miracle for him to answer?
Is she froze?
Uh-oh, does she not hear any of that? Ms. Fellers, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask Mr. Marisol?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
I will call Miss Fellers. Miss Fellers, can you state your name for the record?
Skylar Renee Fellers.
And Miss Fellers, are you asking the court to award you y'all a joint managing conservator?
Yes, ma'am.
And why are you wanting to be appointed joint managing conservator?
Because I want to be in my daughter's life. I have missed so much for the last year and a half. And it wasn't because of me not wanting to be there for her. There were legal things going on that prevented me from being able to be in her life. Anytime that her father tried to reach out to me pertaining to her, I would call the prosecutor that was on the case dealing with the domestic violence charges. And he told me that I should not respond.
I think she just froze. Miss Fellers, are you still there?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, now I can. After I did not respond, so was there anything else you said after that?
The prosecutor told me to not respond, that even though the messages were pertaining to our daughter, that he could possibly be baiting me into responding to him to try to get the case thrown out. So I was told by the prosecutor that was on the case to not respond to any calls or text messages, even if they pertain to Jamie.
So once that case was dropped, did you ever reach out and find out how Jamie was doing, or find out her whereabouts or anything like that?
As soon as I found out that the case was
I think she just froze.
Yeah, for a moment.
battle trying to find an attorney, I finally have some legal aid now.
Ms. Fellers, real quick, we didn't hear that whole beginning section. Can you state that again?
After I found out that the case was decided to get legal help,
What are you
I
getting legal
have
help with,
found with getting a divorce and for fighting for the custody of Jamie.
Do you have an attorney right now?
I'm getting legal advice. So their service is I represent myself. Any legal questions I have, they give me they tell me like the best way to go about it and what documents I need.
And they know you're here in court today on this issue?
You hear me?
Now we can.
Okay. I'm sorry, my cell service is absolutely terrible where I'm at.
And so the judge was asking the person who's giving you legal advice, but you haven't retained, they know you're here today in court?
Ma'am, I haven't.
And we can't hear you?
Able to hear me now? Are you able to hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay.
So what was the answer? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I'm getting legal advice. I'm still representing myself.
Okay, so you're still representing yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then as far as the agreements that I read to the court when we first started, were those your understanding and your agreements as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you were saying you wanted joint managing conservator to still be in your daughter's life, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And when is the last time you saw your daughter?
It was when we went for the DNA test.
And was that in April of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
I think we lost
We
him.
lost him.
Can you hear us, Mr. Markel?
Yes.
And so that DNA test was done April of 2023? Ms. Fellers?
I believe.
Yes.
Ms. Feller's on the witness stand right now.
And Ms. Fellers, after that DNA test was done, did you ever reach out to Mr. Markle to see how your daughter was doing or find out if she had any doctor visits or therapy visits?
No, I did not, because the day that we went for the DNA test, the Attorney General's office had no understanding of what was going on prior to the arrest and the ongoing case. So when we were there for the DNA test, I explained to them what was going on, that we were that there's about to be a legal case going on, that I did not feel safe around him. At that point, I did not feel safe for Jamie being around him. The lady I talked to at the Attorney General's office, she had me moved to a separate room, and they were trying to figure out a way to where he wasn't allowed to leave with Jamie and that Jamie would have to leave with me. But since there was no paperwork on prior divorce or custody, they weren't able to do anything. But they had me stay in the building and wait until he had left.
Ma'am,
Okay,
I think
so-
you're talking about settlement negotiations with the Attorney General's office. And so that's not admissible testimony. And we just lost him.
Yes.
But that was everything that was talked about the day
Yeah,
that we went to the
please don't say anything without him present. When you would lose connectivity, we waited for you as well. Okay. Sir, can you hear again?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry about that.
So I'm just asking pertaining to after April of 2023 and after all this was dropped, have you ever reached out and found out about Jamie's therapy or doctor's visits?
No.
Okay. And are you aware of what therapist he's seeing currently?
Not outside of what she had originally through her school.
Are you aware how many times he has to go to the therapist or the doctors?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And do you believe that you can work with Mr. Markle to make decisions for Jamie? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you believe that the two of y'all would be able to communicate effectively in order to make day-to-day decisions for Jamie?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I pass this witness.
Okay. The state doesn't represent either of you, so I'm going to give you both a chance if there's anything additional you think I need to hear about this issue. Mr. Miracle, is there anything additional you think I need to hear?
I mean, yes. I mean, my thing is even during the whole court, everything going on with the other case, she could have contacted any of my family members, mutual people that she knows is around Jamie on a daily basis, to even ask about her. If she didn't want to go through me or speak to me or what have you, she could have reached out to anyone just to even say, hey, is Jamie doing okay? And she never even would do that. And I mean, I had my attorney, and I mean, I did talk to the prosecutors, and I was told it was never, no one would ever tell anyone to not ask about their child. So it's, again, it's a concern for me. She makes an appearance whenever she needs to in front of people but whenever everything is said and done, she disappears. She falls off the face of the earth. And the last time, I had to fight to get any kind of help with her medical stuff, I'm having to contact 10 or 15 different people to even get a hold of her. And I cannot deal with having to do that. I cannot risk my daughter. If I need to do something for my daughter, I need to be able to do it without having to jump through 20 different hoops to get a hold of her mother. And like y'all had asked, this has been over with since February, and I still have not gotten a single message about our daughter. No one has gotten a single message about our daughter to even ask how she's doing. And I cannot trust Skylar to not try to accuse me of things later on. And that's why I do not see us working well together. I really don't. I cannot trust her to not attempt to put me in jail or to not attempt to do any, something to try and hurt me. I just can't. My daughter's well-being is more important to me than anything. I am okay with her having supervised visitation, but when it comes to anything medical or anything like that, I should not have to jump through hoops to get a hold of the other parent to be able to make any decisions. I should be able to just do it because I'm the one that has had to do it. My daughter was with me for 24/7 for the first year of this whole separation. She went to work with me. The only time she wasn't was whenever she was at school. Any other time she was with me. I literally have lost jobs over my daughter, and I'm fine doing that because my daughter's more important than anything. I'm the one that has had to sacrifice everything daily for her and has had the 100% of the responsibility, and I'm fine with that. But I should not have to jump through hoops to get a hold of someone to be able to make the decisions that I need to make when it pertains to my daughter's health or anything like that, with her schooling, her doctors, anything. Daily. Her therapist, daily. And I don't see Miss Fellers doing any of that. I don't.
Ms. Fellers, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to render. I'm going to approve the agreements that you all made. I'm going to order that Ms. Fellers pay to Mr. Marcel child support of $191 per month beginning May 1st, 2025. I'm finding that nobody has access to private insurance at a reasonable cost, and I'm ordering that Mr. Marcel continue with the government medical plan, and I'm ordering that Ms. Fellers pay to Mr. Marcel cash medical support of $35 per month beginning May 1st, 2025. I'm approving the retroactive child support judgment against Ms. Fellers in the amount of $3,247, and I'm ordering that she pay that back at a rate of $67 per month with a step up of $67 plus $191 once the child emancipates if it's still due and owing. I'm going to approve the mutual non-disclosures, and I'm ordering that the parties use AppClose to communicate, and I'm also ordering that they use AppClose for exchanging any medical reimbursement forms. And you can make phone calls on app close. You can chat on app close. I highly recommend that that be your only source of communication in this case, and that you use it as much as possible to facilitate communication. And that way it all will be recorded for both of your sakes, because there's definitely allegations on both sides here, and this way it will be recorded. I'm going to approve ABC for visitation for the agreements, and I am going to appoint Mr. Miracle as the sole managing conservator and Ms. Feller as the possessory conservator.
Can I ask a quick question? I'm so sorry.
This is really not the time for questions, but
Sorry.
why don't you ask it? And if it's relevant to the ruling, I could clarify something.
It was just about the medical part, because like I said, I am in the process of having a service dog trained for her that Medicaid does not cover that. And it is
expenses are 50-50, sir.
That's what I was going to ask.
Uninsured expenses are 50-50, and please make sure the language doesn't. I don't know what your language says off the top of my head, but make sure it includes. If it does say it has to be like 21A or certified mail, make sure it includes that they app close is how they will send those.
Okay.
Will do.
With maybe a backup to certified mail if she doesn't have an app close account, and it's not feasible through app close. But you both are being ordered to download app close.
That's fine with me.
Okay, so that is my ruling. The state's going to draft the order based on it, and they'll be sending it to both of you through DocuSign to review and sign off on, and then you'll be free to go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. May we be excused, Your Honor?
You may be excused.
This case reminds us that when a child's well-being is at stake, the court must focus on stability, safety, and consistent care above everything else. After hearing both parents' testimony and reviewing the evidence, the judge reached a decision intended to protect the child's best interests while allowing both parents to remain part of her life under specific conditions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.